So couldn't have been any closer. Tiebreaker comes down to let's talk about, first of all, the race. Watching it play through. In the beginning, you guys weren't really in the mix, the first few K, but then it became, 30-point game, 20-point game, 10-point. Talk about the race from your perspective.
Well, honestly, it was executed exactly like we drew it up. We said if we get to 90 points, we can win. That's kind of our thing. If we break 100, get down to the 90s, we'll be okay. And our plan was to have Mayer and Isai go with the front pack, not the flyers. We knew there'd be a couple. Let's just go with the pack and run with that group. And then the next group of guys, all the way back to what Mayer had before. So our next four, we're supposed to kind of sit back in the 130, 140 range early and move up little by little. Kind of run the hell of the last K was our plan. And I thought we did it really well. I mean, every split we were getting closer, chopping away. Everybody else was stagnant in the 90s, and we just kept cutting in and thought, they're not making up ground, we are. So I felt pretty good about it. We took the lead at 1K to go. I thought it's going to be hard to beat us now. But credit to probably Brody Hasty. I don't know who it was. Someone from NAU came back in the end and moved up into the 30s. It's probably Brody. Was it Brody?
Yeah, Brody or George.
Yeah, one of those guys came through at the end, and we had 6 guys run brilliant races. I thought 6 guys ran really, really well. 5 guys in the top, whatever it was, 32 or something. You lose. What are you gonna say? Good job, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you only can control what you can control.
Yeah.
None of your guys really ran bad races.
I thought everybody, we maximized today. I mean, you can say Mayer a point or two different or ECA a point or two different, maybe, either way, but that's not, I guess it was significant today. Mayer lost a race by 0.2 seconds. Victor lost a race by 0.0 seconds. Any one of those goes the other way, and we're talking a different story right now, but that's cross country.
What are your thoughts on being on the other side of a tiebreaker for a national title? The odds of this happening are not there, and the fact that you're part of it, like emotionally, how does it make you feel?
My wife, who is a kind of cognitive neuroscience, tells me that the worst position in any sporting event to finish is second. And right now, I kind of agree with her. It hurts, because when you're second, you're looking forward, thinking what could have been. When you're fourth, you're looking back, thinking, look at these saps behind us. At least we got a trophy, So, it's tough. I think, NAU had a great. I saw them coming a while back. I think after their conference meeting at the regional, I texted Mike Smith and said, "I see you, son of a, what?" And he just wrote back, "Shh." So, another brilliant performance by those guys. Came along when they needed to be here, and it was a great battle today. I mean, that was down to the wire. The crowd was into it. When they're announcing scores, we lose. Everybody's disappointed. They win and they cheer, and then we lose again. Then we win again. Then we tie. Craziness.
Talking about the tiebreaker came down to head-to-head, 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, instead of the 6-man.
Yeah.
If it was a 6-man tiebreaker, you guys would have won. What are your thoughts on this tiebreaker now that you're on the side of it? Well, if it was a 6-man tiebreaker, you would have won.
No matter how you look at it, the tiebreaker's arbitrary. You got 2 systems, pick one, and maybe we win this one we would have won the other way, and next time we would have won the other way, but not it's just like, who cares? We know what the rules are going in. We know what it's going to come down to. It's arbitrary. They got to break the tie somehow, I guess. And you just pick a system and go with it. And so we know what the rules are, and they won. So good for them.
Were you surprised that the 2 NAU guys did what they did and kind of took Alex out of the mix to be in individual title chances? Like, what was your reaction when you saw that happen?
We didn't know who would do that, but we thought someone might. And so we were aware of it, say there's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 flyers, and you got to just let them go if we're going to run for this team title, and maybe the last K you can come back on them if they overextend. But you got to be mindful of the team title. That's what we're running to do, and it's a big risk to do what they did, right? And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. So we played it a little more conservative up front. You can look at that and second guess and think maybe if you let Alex go with him, maybe it changes things by 1 point. Who knows? But I thought, honestly, we had a good plan. It was perfectly executed. We got under 90 points, which we were hoping to break 100. So I felt like, we had some guys, let's talk about Fouad Masoudi, a true freshman, Victor Shitsama, Rory Leonard. Those guys ran brilliant races, and they nobody talked about those guys all year about, we have a week 4 or 5, we don't have the bodies, and we knew all along we had some pretty good bodies. And even Shoppy as our 6-man in 50th, he did a great job, 53rd, whatever he was. I mean, that's a pretty good 6-man, and he's taken a beating from us and others over the last couple of years because he had a couple rough performances his first 2 tries at this meet, and he got it figured